Well, thanks very much, guys. I do have Adi Godrej and Rajiv Memani of Ernst & Young with us. Mr. Godrej, first thoughts to you. He's delivered on the fiscal deficit number. He's also articulated a 10-point agenda for the government if the UPA were to come back to power, fiscal consolidation being the #1 priority, no need for aversion as far as foreign investment is concerned. We must factor in a moderate level of inflation, is the statement coming in from Chidambaram. We must draw a timetable for legislation, infrastructure, new financing schemes and so on and so forth, manufacturing, all taxes that are exported should actually be waived. We should choose subsidies, that's the 7-point, that are absolutely necessary and so on and so forth. On the face of it, how would you rate the interim budget?
Well, I think his speech was excellent. I only wish this government had implemented some of the things they have in the last year or so, a couple of years before that. I think then our economy would have been in very good shape. I think some of the announcements he has made in reducing excise duties, etc., and certain
do you believe the excise duty cut will spur demand? Across the board cuts as far as the auto sector is concerned, from 12 to 8% on SUVs, on large cars, on mid-sized cars, on small cars, and even as far as capital goods is concerned, from 12 to 10%. Do you believe that we are likely to see a resurgence in demand on account of the excise cuts?
Well, there will be some resurgence in demand. Whether it will be as much as one would desire or not is difficult to tell. But I think because the excise duty cuts in certain cases are only for a period of time, especially in autos, that works because people buy what they want to when the excise duty is low. So it should work in my view. But I'm not an expert on the auto industry.
Rajiv Memani, were you surprised? You know, in the morning when we were having a conversation, the sense was that clarificatory announcements at best as far as indirect taxes are concerned. Auto, he's gone ahead and done it. Capital goods, he's gone ahead and done it. And even as far as service tax is concerned, two specific sectors, he's made some announcements.
No, I think it's, Shireen, I think most people were quite hopeful that he would do something in auto, and I think it's been a material, I don't think it's an insignificant amount of reduction. In most cases, I think it will be about 3 to 4%. I would break this entire budget into 4 parts. I think the first one was where he has captured what they have achieved in a very graphical manner over the last 10 years, and I think it is, when you look at the numbers and stats, they are impressive. I completely agree with Adi that in the last 2-3 years the execution on the ground was not as strong, so I don't think people felt it. I think he has taken this opportunity to lay down his vision, or UPA's vision of the future, and I think that's always a good thing to do.
I'll come back to you on the vision in just a bit, but we're also now joined by the former president of SIAM, Mr. S. Sandalya. Mr. Sandalya, you should be a very happy man today because this is what you were asking for. Unfortunately, it didn't happen under your tenure. It's happening under Mr. Kirloskar's tenure, but nevertheless, it's good news as far as the auto sector is concerned.
It doesn't matter under whose tenure it happens, so long it has happened very nice. But the only factor we should consider is obviously he could not do it permanently, it's only till June, okay?
Yeah.
We need to ensure that the incoming government also kind of maintains it, otherwise it's very difficult. However, having said that, the reduction is far more than what we expected, so which is a positive thing in all segments, CVs, cars, two-wheelers, and also in the case of capital goods, which is again good, commercial vehicles, which is positive. However, the fundamental thing is the economy has to grow. I think the economy does not grow.
All this is actually going to do is prepone demand, so it's going to bunch up sales.
Absolutely. So the next 3 months there will be some boost because it will be advancing the sales because people feel that what will happen after June is uncertain. So there must be a certain amount of certainty on that. Having said that, but I think if the economy grows, I think some steps are taken in the mining sector, in the case of road sector. Unless we have major expenditure coming on the infrastructure.
Do you believe he's made the job difficult for the next finance minister to actually move back to a higher rate of excise?
In a way, yes, because some steps that have been taken, and particularly good investment in the case of National Skill Development Corporation.
No, I was speaking specifically as far as the auto sector is
concerned. Of course, it's very difficult to go back on these steps taken. Yeah, obviously it will become unpopular if the government comes back and starts increasing rates on these things. It will be very unpopular.
So, Mr. Godrej, in a sense, the next government is going to perhaps have to live with the rates of excise that he's announced, at least as far as specific sectors are concerned. Do you think he's trapped whoever it is, whether it's Mr. Modi or whoever else it is?
Not necessarily. I think lower rates of excise duty on some of these sectors will be good for the long term. And it's a question of when GST will be brought in by the new government.
Okay. See, that's the point, he trapped the next government. Ashok, comment on that. He has assumed a higher income by assuming a higher GDP growth and has already imposed, what I understand researchers telling us, 10 to 20,000 crore less from excise in the 3 months where he has cut.
Lata, I think he's reduced all excise duty, he reduced the cap from 12 to 10%.
For all consumer durable
I
and...
think that's the flash we're just getting.
We'll have to check out on that, but
that's
clearly mentioned certain
I just got
products.
that on first post, so we'll have to just
all consumer
check.
durables
All
and capital goods.
No, he reduced the excise duty.
Okay, I think we can go to Dr. Rangarajan and